What up, though? I'm Cedric Sutton. This is Balance of Power. You came here to learn, so let's put it in. Today's lesson. Now, you remember previous videos where I was telling y'all that you need to do certain things in order to make sure you maintain your person, maintain your relationship, and so your person don't get took, so your girl don't get stole, so your man don't just leave with another woman. You know those videos where I was talking about what to do? Basically, where you still need to do things. Well, this is where I'm going to lay out some of the groundwork of what that is. So, you still need to be dating your person. So what do you mean dating your person? I'm already dating my person. We're already in the dating stages. Yeah, this video right here is going to be mostly for people who are in long-term relationships. Now, everybody, even if you're early in the game, even if you're early in the dating stages and you're still figuring things out, you're going to see some things that are going to be helpful to you as well. So this video right here is mostly for folks who are, like you're married, you're living together, been in a long-term relationship. So you've been in the game for a long time. But those of you who are early in the game, you might see some stuff, these elements. Now, this is the man's edition. So meaning, men, this is going to be me talking to you about how to make this good for your lady. Ladies, your video's coming next. Why are the men going first? Because, men, you're the leader. You gotta go first. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, yeah, I already know how to date my... Now, I like to be thorough. My job is to make sure you get all the information. Now, this isn't going to be all the elements, but these key elements, I need to make sure you understand them. Some of y'all think you know how to date your lady, but if you really did, would as many of you be getting robbed or your girl is off with somebody else? Wouldn't be happening as much if you actually knew all this stuff, so pay attention. Now let's get into these elements. Bang, bang. So I'm going to lay out 6 elements for you right now, gentlemen. Now this isn't all of them, but these 6 you definitely need in order to make this happen the way it's supposed to go down. Alright? Number 1, make it a surprise. Now, obviously, you're going to tell her that there is a date coming because you got to make sure you set aside the time and whatever and all the other preparation and planning things you got to do. But where you go, she don't need to know that. Now, occasionally, you will run into a woman who doesn't like to be surprised. This is a rarity. So, gentlemen, hopefully you should know this about your woman or not. Is she truly someone who doesn't like surprises? Or is that just something she said?
That's just something ugly people say.
So yes, a surprise, meaning as far as your bank account, hopefully you have your own separate bank account, gentlemen, so that you can make reservations, that you can buy tickets, that you can do all of these things on a financial level without her seeing statements and knowing exactly what's going to go down. Now, if you don't got a separate account, you're going to have to do the old school thing of taking money out and doing it in cash and probably doing it over the course of like weeks or months or whatever. Taking out $20 here, $40 there. Now, I don't even want to teach y'all this because I can imagine what you might do with this information. Hopefully you're not going to do nothing nefarious, but y'all weird. But really, you shouldn't be taking money out in round increments. It should be not $20 but like $18. Shouldn't be $30 but like $37. Because if she sees that the money is coming out, especially if you're doing it on the same day and whatever, she's going to be like, what is that? And you're going to have to explain. Now, if you would do like me, I would just say, girl, I'm taking money out because I want to make sure I get you something without you knowing what it is. I would just, that's me. I just lay it out like that. I'm a kick in your front door, tell you to your face kind of man. So, but really, nah, I'm going to have my own separate account so that I can surprise my woman whenever I want and not have to worry about this other side thing, but whatever. But yes, it should be a surprise. She's going to ask you questions. It's going to build all kinds of like ooey gooey anticipation for this situation for her. She's going to be like, oh, what do you mean? Where are we going? Like, what's happening? Like what kind of a date is it? Like just allow all of that to wash over her. And we will get into maybe a later video as to why the surprise works so much for women. But right now we're just doing quick elements. So make it a surprise, gentlemen. Where you go, she'll need to know until the day of. Until you're literally rolling up to the spot. Number two, make it different. You shouldn't be going to the same place every time, gentlemen. So part of the whole surprise factor is making sure she can't anticipate where you're going to go. So if you've gone to, I don't know, Cracker Barrel like every Tuesday, once a month. So if you've gone to the same local restaurant once a month on the second Tuesday, that's nasty, disgusting. Nah, women like variety. Give it to them. Give them something different, something new, something that she hasn't experienced before. You got single friends, you got dudes who are in the game in these streets. Ask them, where do they take their ladies? Ask your single friends, ask your younger co-workers who are in the dating scene, where do you go? What do you do? Now, obviously, it should be something that you two can enjoy. Don't do some weird young people thing that has nothing to do with you if you're old. So if they're like, oh, I go to this one club, like, now maybe if your woman's adventurous and that's what she wants, okay, you could try it. But if you look too awkward there, it's not going to work. So just make sure it's something different that you can both make her happy, but at the same time, you can hang in the situation yourself in terms of not looking awkward. We're going to get into like where later. So make it different. Make her feel like, whoa, he's spontaneous. He's not just gonna take me to the normal spot that we used to go to. Like, especially if she knows the route that you're gonna take, and as you're driving and it's a surprise, and she knows, oh, normally we'll make a left, and then she sees you turn right. She's like, oh, it's going to increase the excitement because again, they want to be entertained.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Number three, make it thoughtless. What the hell does that mean? Making it thoughtless means you want to create a situation in which she doesn't think. You want to know one of the quickest ways in order to get your woman feeling, how should I put this in a nice way, romantic. Make her feel like she just wants to rip your clothes off, making her feel like she want to hit. Take away her thoughts. Make it so she's not thinking about anything other than the fun and the enjoyment and all the good feelings that she's feeling. So how do you do that? Eliminate all distractions. So if you got kids, make sure you got a babysitter that you trust, and hopefully one that will take the kids even into the next day. So let it be your mom, your mother-in-law, someone who you're like, you tell them ahead of time, yo, tonight's gonna be kind of crazy. We about to hang from chandeliers, so I'm gonna need you to keep these kids all weekend. Something where your wife doesn't have to think about anything. Take away all of her thoughts. So that includes things like work. So you can make a pact or something, be like, yo, by the way, tonight we're not gonna talk about work. If it was me, I would have her turn off her cell phone. Be like, nah, no cell phones. And she's like, well, what about the kids? What if there's an emergency? Be like, I got mine on and it's on vibrate. Because, gentlemen, between the two of you, you're going to be able to look at something and then go back to disassociating and not thinking. If she reads something, or even if she knows her cell phone is on, she's going to keep doing this. So you don't talk about work, she don't talk about work. So no kids, no distractions, no cell phones, just fun stuff. Let the conversation lead into stupid things that, something that you would talk about on a first date. And hopefully your life is interesting enough, and you've done enough things without your wife that you can tell her new stories and new whatever. And I keep saying wife, but you know what I mean. Wife, fiance, longtime girlfriend, what have you. You know what I'm saying? So number 4 is make it personal. Now this is where I was talking about. We're going to get into where to go. So it should be personal to her. Because again, this is the man edition. This is where you're the one providing the date for her. We'll get into her and what she's going to do for you later. But making it personal means having it be something that she likes. Doesn't necessarily have to be what you like. So when we talked about the club earlier, or doing some young people thing, don't do something that puts you in an awkward position, but also do not eliminate things that just annoy you. Good example. Let's say your woman loves the ballet. So it'll be a really personal date for you to take her to the ballet and then dinner after. Or go to dinner first and then to the ballet after. Especially if she knows it annoys the out of you. If she knows that you can't stand this, it'll weirdly make her feel more endeared and loving you more to know that you are doing something that you do not like. So your job during this moment is to make it something that she likes, where she can feel that you've paid attention to her desires, or the fact that she's been, I don't know, watching some like murder mystery stuff all the time on TV now. And I don't know why you ladies love that. Like, that's a thing. So then you take her to like an escape room. She's like, oh, like where she feels that you have personalized this because you've been paying attention to what she's been doing, what she's been thinking about, what she's been drawn to lately. And as long as you don't look awkward, like dancing at a club or something that takes y'all too far out of each other's comfort zone, just if it annoys you, do it anyway, is basically what I'm saying. And don't show your annoyance while you're on the date. Derive your happiness from her. Every time you feel like you're like, oh, I hate this, look at the smile on her face. Look at the thing that she, like, watch the joy she's getting out of it and get your joy from that. Oh, by the way, ladies, if you don't know, we as men derive a lot of our happiness from making our woman happy. It's a thing. So use that, gentlemen, to propel you. But what you choose should be personal. Number 5, it's gotta be my personal favorite. Make it sexy. Oh, What does that mean? That means you should be touching a lot. You should be kissing a lot. You should be saying extra, like, compliments. Overly complimenting. Be corny if you want to be. Stare into her eyes. Talk about things that you talked about in the beginning. So if you haven't complimented her on her hair or her eyes or her lips or what have you in a long time, say that. Do that. Do small, sexy type things. If you walk up to the place and they got a dude outside selling roses, get her a rose. Buy her something. Take a walk from where you park to the venue. Plan it out so that you can have that romantic type walk. Try to make it like a movie if you can. As much as possible. Why? Why am I going through all this work, mother? Is this not your woman? Is this not what you here for? Again, everything you don't do, a dude who ain't you will pull up and do it. So stop complaining, do your job. But most of why you should do this, on top of her feeling happy and all that other stuff, this kind of thing sets you up for the nighttime stuff that you know you won't. Especially if you haven't been getting your nighttime stuff lately. If you make her feel sexy, if you're touching her, pinching her booty while you're, at the restaurant, you're saying dirty things and whispering in her ear, just make it sexy. Don't be boring. Now, if you're not used to any of this, this is a great time for you to practice. Practice while you're on this date. Now, I'm going to give you an example. If you ever watch Modern Family and you see Phil and Claire do this really well. So if Phil Dunphy can keep it sexy with his wife, if Phil Dunphy can do that shit, you could do that. Handle your business. Number 6, and the final one. Make sure you know what you're doing. Have a plan. What does that mean? Duh, we gotta have a plan. No, I mean an extensive plan. So, know exactly where you're gonna go. Go there first, scout it out. So if you can't physically go there, use Google Maps, look exactly where the venue is, where you're gonna park, know where you're gonna park, know if they have valet. Are you gonna be using valet? Do they got the dude out in front with the roses? Are you gonna buy the roses? Do you have the money planned out? Do you have the babysitter? Have you told the babysitter all the things of, yo, make sure that you're going to keep the kids, blah, blah, blah. Have you gotten your cash situation? Because what if you're doing tips? What if you're doing this? What if you're doing that? Make sure you planned out everything so that you look smooth, suave, cool, calm, and collected the entire time. If she sees, whoa, he's just moving fluidly from one thing to another thing to another thing, it puts you in a position where you look very commanding and sure of yourself. If you plan out things that are less important to you, do a dry run of this date. Especially if you've been not dating your woman and you haven't gone on anything like this in a minute. Homie, let me ask you this. How much did you plan for the first time you took this woman out? For the first time you took a woman out, period. Did you not stress over it? Did you not plan and think meticulously, I need to do this and then. If you did that in the beginning, homie, do it now. Show her that you care. Care enough to put in that much thought into everything. And even if she doesn't see all the planning and the thought that goes behind it, she will see your confidence and your movement and how fluid you are going from this place to this place to this place to this place. One thing that I do that you can also do in your planning, when I plan a date, I like to plan for holes in the date. Basically planning for time to get away from us. If she takes too long to get ready, or if the reservation isn't ready on time, or something. Where I plan for things to go wrong. I plan what I call cushion. And I'm going to teach y'all how to do a cushion, but you start off by not going, this goes from 9 to 9:30 and you start the next thing at 9:30. No, you got to start the next thing at like 10. Have a half-hour cushion in between those two so that you can walk, you can take your time, you can do number 5 and make it sexy. You can move slow, smooth, calm. You already know, you already got your cash in hand because you see the rose dude coming up and you're like, yep, I already got this plan. And you walk up to her, you're like, hey, baby, look at that. They selling roses. Oh, yeah, that's corny. And you look at her and you say something corny and be like, well, let's be corny then. You walk over to him, dap him up with the money in your hand, get a rose, and then give it to her. Be like, I don't know. You're just making me feel corny tonight. Just something about you. Just, is that a new dress? Dude! Make it sexy. Have a plan. Even though all of that was planned out, you can make it so smooth and seamless. And I know, you might be thinking, this is a lot of work. And it is. You're like, I'm doing the same stuff that I did to get the person. Yeah. But you're having to do it over and over and over again, which is a lot of work. But that's okay. Because this isn't the same as when you first got them. You need to do more. Because it's worth it. Alright? Because acquisition is elementary. Retention is hard. Now the class is mostly free, but pay the fee with a thumb. Up or down, just let a brother know whether you love it or hate it, okay? And we're a new channel here, so go ahead and click the subscribe button, share it, let folks know about us. You know what I'm saying? Because if you need it, somebody else probably need it. Now, you know you love these lessons, so come back here and click on another video and get this learning. Until next time now.